Hello, hello, hello. This is the Vanilla JavaScript podcast. I'm Chris Ferdinandi, and today I'm talking about what you need to know to be a good developer. One of the never-ending debates that I see in the web development community is what makes someone a real developer. Are you a real developer if you only know CSS? What if you know jQuery but not ES6? Do you have to learn a framework to be a real developer? In fact, just today I saw a tweet from someone who shared a roadmap to be a good developer, and it included a ton of stuff. Beyond the basics, you had things like Git and NPM and Sass, all the CSS frameworks and JavaScript frameworks, build tools, module bundlers, testing frameworks, progressive web apps. It's just a massive list of things, some of which I don't know either. And this is reinforced every time you visit some open source project that's, quote, really easy to use, and the directions start with, just open up terminal and run npm install amazing project name, and so on and so forth. Don't know command line, have no idea what those words mean. This project says it's easy. Does that mean you're not a good developer? You know what? Fuck that. The way we build modern websites is absurd, over-engineered bullshit. There are certainly times where modern web tools are helpful. In fact, I use a bunch of them myself from time to time. But you don't need to know any of them to be a good developer. And that for me is just the thing I want to keep hammering home over and over again. Like, the way we build websites today is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So what do you need to know to be a good developer? First, you need to know semantic accessible HTML. And second, you need to have a good understanding of the fundamentals of CSS. And that's it. JavaScript is great. I'm a JS educator, so I obviously would encourage anyone who wants to learn it to do so. But you don't need to know JavaScript to be a good or great developer. If you'd rather dive deep into CSS, that's totally cool. In fact, I know tons of people who are really good at JavaScript and suck at the basics of CSS, and that's a big issue. They're worse JavaScript developers for it. So learn semantic HTML. For example, don't use divs styled like buttons, use buttons for forms and JavaScript hooks and links for URLs that lead somewhere else, styled as buttons if needed, stuff like that. So just picking the right element for the job. This is something that I see so many people who learn frameworks and things like that, but never actually learn the fundamentals. Like, this is an area I see them trip up a lot. And then learn foundational CSS. Understand inheritance in the cascade. Where I think most JavaScript developers fall flat on this stuff is by thinking that the cascade is a bug and not a feature. If you understand how it works, it's a powerful tool that lets you do more with less code. And whether you learn JavaScript 2 or just go deep on CSS, learn about methods for structuring your code and approaches. There are so many different approaches, and no one is right, but pick one and use it consistently. Personally, I like object-oriented CSS with a focus on utility methods for my CSS and functional programming for JavaScript, but that's just me. Do whatever feels right for you. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Cheers.